Hey, what's up everybody? This is Jumpin here, and this is going to be Mass Effect 3 gameplay commentary. Today, I'm going to bring something a little special. I'm going to be playing against Reapers on Gold with the Drell Vanguard. The Drell Adapt. My bad, guys. I called him the Drell Vanguard. But yeah, so this is going to be the Adapt. Alright, the weapon I'm going to be using is going to be the Raptor. Definitely an amazing sniper rifle, I think. I really like it. The mods, I'm not too sure what I'm going to be using in this video. This is kind of old gameplay, but what I prefer on this is actually just the piercing mod and the extended barrel mod. The spare ammo mod's okay too, but with this guy you're going to be running to the boxes a lot to get grenades back, so just keep that in mind. Let me go and put my points into this guy, and I'll show you what I do with him. Normally for Reeve I go for radius, very good, damage reduction, and damage and duration. This is what I just prefer overall. Now the most important power that he gets is going to be his cluster nades. These things are amazing. For the first one I like force and damage. Always go for the max grenades, and then the final one you get. Now the force and damage is okay, like as you can see, but the shrapnel is just way better. So definitely go for that. And for the Drell Assassin, I'm going to go for mainly all power damage like I normally do. And then I'm going to put 2 points in the fitness right now. And yeah, okay. Now I can go ahead and max out the power damage. Now this is going to get your grenades damage up a lot, so keep that in mind. That's the main thing that you're going to want out of this. Now for fitness though, I don't know what level I was when I got this gameplay, but I believe it would have been 18, something like that. So, for fitness, just always go for the shields. Pretty much just what you want to do. And then for the ammos, I'm pretty sure I'm using Armor Piercing 3. Always use that with this sniper rifle. You really need it. Sniper rifle, Rail Amp 3. And for this Drell, always use Power Amplifier 3. Because, what that's going to do is it's going to increase the damage on those grenades by a lot. And that really matters because that's the one thing that he's going to have that, is like the greatest thing ever. I mean, a bionic explosion. When you use the cluster nade to detonate a bionic explosion, you're talking about so much damage. It's outrageous. Alright, so today we're going to be playing on Firebase. I believe, yeah, this is going to be Firebase Ghost. And I'm going to be playing as the Drell, like I said, the Drell Adapt. And the reason why we chose Ghost is because this is the one map that you can get, well, that's actually not true anymore, but at the time this was the one map where you can get 2 grenades out of each box. And we're going to be playing with 2 Drell Adapts, which is, kind of important in general, like, if you're going to try to set up, like, now that the Asari Justicar is out, you could use 1 Drell Adapt and 1 Asari Justicar, but, what I highly recommend, though, is that, definitely 2 characters with Reeve on it, because with Reeve, that's like the best power for setting up bionic explosions, and then your teammates, who I believe, I think I'm the Drell Adapt, and I think Snide, who I was playing with in this game, is going to be a Drell Adapt, and then Strictly Fago and I believe Far Envy are going to be both Human Sentinels, which is a really good character overall. Actually I think maybe Strictly Fago might be an Asari Adapt. I'm not too sure. But yeah, overall they're both, both those characters are really good at detonating bionic explosions for your teammates. Warp is amazing, like it really is. It definitely is one of the best things you can ever, do. With, if you can just reeve and warp, it's like a non-stop like bionic explosion you can get, and either person can set it up and either person can detonate it. It's extremely kind of in a way overpowered. But, who cares, because, it's freaking awesome. Now, like I said, yeah, I'm actually, for this gameplay, I was using spare ammo, which, I don't know, it's not really necessary. The armor piercing mod and the armor piercing ammo, I do believe they do stack, so just all that, it adds up to do way more damage to, like, brutes and banshees. So, I mean, believe me, though, like this Raptor though is a really good gun just overall. Like in my opinion, this is probably one of the best guns in the whole game against Reapers. It's just, obviously you can snipe enemies from distance with it, and then you can also, when brutes and stuff come, which I think there might be a brute this wave. Yep, there's one right there. It will just do a massive amount of damage to brutes. So that is really what's up. Now, you know, a good strategy for this map, because this is definitely, like I said, one of the best maps to fight Reapers on. I really do. You know, if you've watched my How to Beat Reapers on Gold video, you probably already know this, because this was the map we were playing on when we, you know, for that first video. And like, you know, like I said, it's mainly because of the grenades. You know, just so, you know, when you have this many people, or when you have 2 people run around with grenades, you know, it can get a little irritating when people, you know, are not stealing your nades, because, you know, but just kind of like, you know, when one person is grabbing on the nades all the time, then the other person's not going to have any ever, and that's just not, it's not a good thing. You don't want that to happen. So that's the beauty of this map and Hydra, which is another map that has that same effect, you know. Anyway, but like one important strategy for this map though is that, you know, obviously, like, you know, there's, like I said, the 2 Drells or the 2 guys with Reeve, and just keep it in mind that I would probably recommend the Sorry Justicar now over 2 Drells. But, you know, the main thing you're gonna want to do is have, you know, if you're playing on a map like this, a bigger map, Dagger would be a good example too. You want to kind of just have 2 of the teammates like hold on one side and the other 2 teammates hold on the other side. And initially when they spawn and stuff, you know, what's going to happen is that now, oh my god, this is really ridiculous. The hacks are absolutely terrible for Reapers. They're probably the worst in the whole freaking game. Mainly because of that right there, the freaking Banshees. Yeah, Banshees are so annoying. But there is a strategy you can do, and I'll get to that in a second. But like I was saying before, I totally forget. You know, the initial strategy that you're going to want to use for this is that you're going to pretty much want one person, like 2 people holding down one side of the map, the other 2 holding down the other. Obviously, the one Drell on each side, and one guy who can detonate his explosions. Like, that's pretty much the strategy that we're going to be using this whole game. Now, let me get into this Banshee, because, like, as you can tell, like, this is really, really annoying, because these things will not stop spawning. I mean, they literally will not stop spawning, and because of that, you're talking about just a terrible, terrible time, you know, in the upload. When you have to do these uploads, and for some reason against Reapers, it feels like, at least, that you get these uploads more than any other faction. Like, normally with Cerberus, it just feels like all you get in Wave 3 is targets, and you have to go kill some Atlases. But against these freaking, like, just to make it harder, I guess, and to troll us, BioWare decides, you know, hey, let's make it so, you know, they always have to get this upload and then just, you know, be terrible. Because, yeah, you'll fail the mission if that thing, you know, because that thing will, can potentially assassinate your whole team. And, you know, it's just, you don't want that to happen. So, the strategy that I recommend using is, like, what we normally try to do now, because of, like, just, you know, after so long of just dealing with this, is that you actually really do need one person to just kind of, like, run away from that thing. If the Banshee can get on to one person, and then they just kind of run around and wait from all the other enemies and just let the Banshee chase them, then yeah, this hack's going to be really easy, because then 3 people can stay in the hack and, you know, focus on, and like right here, I think I'm the only one in the hack. Actually, no, there's Envy. But, you know, like, you know, if you have 3 people in the hack, it's actually, you know, amazing. It's really easy to, you know, it's easy if the Banshee's not bugging you. Like, brutes aren't really nothing. Like, they're pretty easy to kill. Like, they do go down. And right there, I think, yeah, Strictly Fagle just got assassinated. He was the one running from it, which is a shame that, you know, that will a lot of times happens, and it's, you know, sucks for your teammate if that does happen to him. But, and here comes the Banshee now. So, you know, we're gonna pretty much just pray to Jesus that, you know, we can get this thing done. I'm gonna get dropped right here, but then get myself up. It's too dangerous on Reapers to, like, pretty much, like, allow your teammates to come and get you when you have a brute or a Banshee over you. So you just need to get up, like, just get up and run for it. You know, it's better to do that than have, like, your teammate try to get you and then he died too, because then that's 2 wasted meta-gels instead of just potentially 1. Now right here, Envy is actually down, and I don't know if we're gonna be able to get him up. You know, it's once again, it's one of those things, like, do you even want to really try? Because it can be just a headache. You know, it's I don't know, getting him up, and then there, yeah, he did get himself up and he went back down. But, you know, I do have this Banshee on me. This is the only big threat on the map right now. So as long as I can keep it on me and keep it away from them, hopefully I won't have any too much problems. And I believe Envy's probably just gonna go ahead and just die this wave. You know, like I said though, it's just, yeah, he's dead. But it's a shame that happened. But it's better to have him stay down, and you don't want to use up all your meta gels too soon. And at this point, I believe the Banshees is the only thing left. So it shouldn't be too hard to kill, especially with the grenades. Like I said, if you can get the bionic bomb with these grenades, like, you'll do so much damage. It's really easy. But hitting the Banshee with the grenade is actually quite difficult. Right there, I literally missed every freaking grenade I threw at her. But Reeve overall against these things, just without even getting the explosion, is actually a pretty good power. Like, the DPS on it, especially when you have two of them, like two different Reeves on them, like, it's not that bad. And this gun also will do a decent amount of damage to it. Obviously, like, Black Widow or a bigger sniper rifle will do more damage, but the difference is, this is like, the way I see it is that obviously, yeah, a Widow would do a lot of damage, but it weighs a lot. This thing doesn't weigh that much. And the other big factor that this gun has that the Widow and stuff don't, the counter is that DPS wise, like, if I sat there and shot 15 of my bullets into this enemy, like, and the truth of the matter is that more than likely I could probably shoot 15 bullets or at least 10 into an enemy before you could even, like, shoot the one bullet and reload like the Widow. This thing will do literally as much or more damage from especially with the armor piercing. Like, you'll just do more damage overall. Like I said, so initially for each wave, you do kind of want to, like, split the spawns, have them so, like, two people can watch one side while the other two can watch the other side. But here is something though that is a little interesting, is that if you ever find yourself in, like, a certain situation where let's say like there's not really too much enemies, or really in the later waves, what's going to happen, you will see this, is that we will definitely, like, get together and start to pretty much just stay together, because you really do want to, like, when the Banshees start coming deep, like, you really want to jump those things as quickly as possible, get them out the map. But like I said, another thing to keep in mind too is that they're really not that bad or big of a threat if you are able to pretty much stay away from them. If you can stay away from them, or just have one person, like, run away from them, distract them, they're not that bad. Now, brutes aren't, they're easy to kill as well. Ravagers are pretty easy to kill. They're pretty annoying. But the biggest thing that you're gonna face if you fight Reapers, the biggest problem is that it's not gonna be the big enemies that are gonna kill you. It's gonna be the smaller enemies, the Marauders to Cannibals, mainly Marauders, because later on in the waves you will never see Cannibals again on gold. It's just what it is, guys. But yeah, you know what I mean. So, like, like, the job of a brute is to run up and melee you, take down your shield, and then a Marauder will mow you down in 2 seconds. That's just what that's what the brutes do. Same with the Banshees. Like, the Banshee's job is to kind of, like, run up to you, either A, assassinate you, or B, take your shield down, and then a Marauder or a Ravager is going to take you out. And same with the Ravagers, like, they do the same thing. They take your shield down, and then Marauders and stuff will kill you. Ravagers can kill you though. Like, they can do a lot of damage as well. So don't forget that. Like, don't think that Marauders can't do shit to you, because they can. And as you can tell, these cluster nades, and right there, I think Strictly Fago's gonna get grabbed, and that sucks. And then, oh my God, can you believe it? I get grabbed too. Like, that is absolutely terrible. And I don't know. Right there, I was calling out the fact, I was like, oh shit, Strictly Fago's getting assassinated. Come on, guys, we got to get on that, because if you can bomb a Banshee, or really any enemy, if you can bomb them, they will let the person go. So, but right there, we just didn't have enough time to, like, do that, and because of that, I got distracted on the Banshee and I got assassinated. So, I don't know. That's just really terrible. But at least, here's the only good part about this. At least one of the Drells is still alive, which is Snide, and one of the Sentinels are still alive, because that is very important. Like I said, like, you do want that. You don't want what you don't want is, you don't want the 2 Drells to be the only ones alive, and you don't want the 2 Sentinels to be the only ones alive, because it's going to be a lot harder for people to set up the bionic explosion. So, You know, but at least together they can just work as a team and just constantly have bionic explosions non-stop. Now right here, Snide makes a pretty bad decision of like where to go. Like we were trying to tell him not to go that particular way. He should have went the way that Envy went. But you know, I guess it didn't matter. He was able to still survive, which was you know, kind of surprising, like in some ways, because there was a lot of enemies in there and stuff. And but the main thing that they're trying to do right here is just take out this freaking Banshee, because that's the only thing that's gonna really screw them. Potentially, like, you know, of course. And is that another one? Oh man, that would suck if that was another one. But you know, like I said, like you know, the other thing is this, is that if it's ever just two people like this, which I, you know, I'm in this gameplay, I promise you, I was telling them, you know, like I kept saying, you know, hey, you know, you got to get back to Snide, or hey, you got to get back to Envy. You know, one of the two of them. You know, I definitely kept telling them that. Now, right here, this is a really terrible spot to be in. Like, so Snide's gonna go in and rocket those freaking things, and then he's gonna attempt to get Envy up, but that was not a good idea. Like I said, like this is the one time that, like I was just saying, if a brute's on you like that, you cannot attempt to get your teammate up. You're gonna have to, you know, you're gonna have to either rocket or do something. You know, I don't know. Like it's just, it can be a nightmare, and this is like I said, it's just a bad spot. It's just a really bad spot for them to be in right there. It just is only unfortunate because, you know, it's unfortunate because, you know, like I said, because me and Strictly Fago got assassinated, it really just messed them up. Like, you know, just messed up the whole round. And that is what will happen too. Like, you can't afford to ever get assassinated. Like that will just screw your team in a lot of ways. Now, you know, sometimes you can't control that. Like in the case of me and Strictly Fago, like we really couldn't control the fact we got assassinated. It just kind of happened. But you know, you want to try to, like, you know, so the main thing is this, is that if you're playing, you need to definitely pay attention. Like, as you know, at all costs, just pay attention to your surroundings, because like I got way too distracted by the fact that Strictly Fago, and look at this, we got another freaking upload, and look at this. Oh my god, what the fuck, are you kidding me? Like that is ridiculous. You know, and whoa, I don't know how many kills I actually just got there. I hate swarmers, I really do. I wish they would take them out, you know, just take them out of the kill feed, because like when you play, you know, you really can't pay attention to the kill feed very well. You know, as much as like the kill feed, I guess, kind of doesn't matter. To me, it kind of does, because it at least tells you, you know, how you can look at that feed and kind of see like what's going on, and you know, if your teammate is dropped. You should always also, a good tip I can give you guys is always pay attention to what it says when your teammate gets like dropped. If it says turret or Banshee or, you know, Phantom, just be aware that you know, that is probably gonna be in the same area. Now, this wave is really shitty as well, because there's, you know, it's gonna be infinite brutes and infinite Ravengers, and yeah, you know, this is gonna be so annoying. You know, I mean, look at this. We're going to get dropped so many times. Like I said, if you're trying to, like, have an easy time with like, if you want an easy time with, with, Reapers, you just really got to just get lucky and not get these stupid uploads. Like, these uploads are the worst. And this is hands down the worst spot probably in the entire game for a hack. It really is. Like, you know, I believe that we're going to probably end up using most of our equipment, in this freaking way, because like I said, like this is such a terrible hack. Like I think we literally told like them to just go, to run away, like let us hide. Because the truth is this, is that where we are, this is definitely the only spot that you have any protection, and you know, behind this box you get decent protection. You know, the enemies really can't hit you very well, and we can just kind of sit back and like do our thing from here and let them like kind of distract the enemies up there. As you can tell, that they're actually doing that too. They're actually able to distract them quite well. And I don't know what was David. That's Strictly Fago, by the way. I don't know what he was thinking right there. He kind of poked out way too much. And yeah, he got dropped because of that. And I'm gonna try to get him up. I guess no, Snide's gonna try to get him up and then die. Then I'm gonna try to get Snide up and then die. So yeah, you know, like I said, it's going down, and then Snide's gonna go down again. Oh man, like like I said, man, like the Reapers are just ridiculous. They really are. Like it's so outrageous. You know how these things are. Like these just look, like there we go, another missile. It's just, you know, sometimes you literally just have to missile because you're just like, yo, like what the hell, man? Like what do you do? Like this is outrageous. You know, at this point, like we're still pretty screwed, even though the objective's done. Like we're still in a terrible spot and just getting unloaded on from Ravagers and everything else. And I go down, and you know, I believe I gave the order to, you know, to everybody, like, you know, let's get the fuck out of here. And like, they took off, and I died, and they kind of left me. But David's gonna be a champion and come back and get me. And then yeah, now it's time to pretty much, you know, once you can get away from that terrible spot, like the landing pad is really bad. Like it's one of the worst landing pads in the game. Most of all the landing pads, guys, are pretty bad in this game. You don't want to really stand by them too much. They're kind of designed around the idea that the enemies are going to come and just wreck you around that pad because of the final wave and because of like ejective waves. Almost, I think every map, yeah, every map, I believe, or almost every map, some of the upload ejective waves are going to be the pad, and they make the pad like a really hard area because of that. Alright, so finally that wave is done, so now we're going to go to wave 7, and you know, at this point though, this is when it can start to get pretty ridiculous with the Banshees. So like if you're going to stay, like actually in gold in general, I do believe for the first 6 waves you can kind of run around and do your own thing, like for the most part, but against any faction, guys, at wave 7 and up, you should probably try to stay with your teammates as much as possible, just so that you guys can work as a team and try to do this together. Because if you try to like lone gun it yourself, like, you know, you take a high chance of either getting assassinated, getting mowed down, and you never want to get brought down, you know, somewhere really far away from the rest of your teammates, because you know, then you're really screwed. Like you're just literally either you're going to be screwed and have to keep yourself up over and over again to the point where you don't have meta gels, or your teammates are all going to get dropped trying to rescue each other. And like, you know, you just got to watch out for these things, because you know, and like I said, and the biggest problem with, I think that the biggest problem with Reapers is the fact that it's really hard to not like to not actually like have your teammates you know, like be in a bad spot, you know what I mean? Like against like Cerberus and stuff, most of the time, sometimes your teammates will be dropped, and it's you know, they get dropped, but it's not a big deal. Against Geth, it's normally not a big deal. You can just get them up. Sometimes it can be a big deal, but against Reapers, it's always a big deal, depending on what killed them. Like if it's a brute, then yeah, you're not gonna be able to get them up till the brute's dead. It's just what it is. Like the brute's gonna mess you up if you try to get them up. Same with like, and it's gonna stun you, so it's just gonna be useless if you try to get them up, because you know, if you're getting stunned, yeah, you're effed. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna knock you off your teammate, and you're not gonna just accomplish anything. Now, one thing about this Drell is that if you're gonna play as him, I do highly recommend to learn how to like flip around and be an idiot, because you know, like honestly, like this Drell is cool, but the biggest downside is that, you know, the hands down biggest downside to him is that you know, I don't know, the flips are good, but you know, I don't know, like they're kind of dumb, I guess. Like Strictly Fago cannot stand, he hates the flips, like he hates the Drell just for the flips. And I like the flips, but I kind of get what he means by it. He just thinks that they're dumb as hell. But yeah, I don't know. Like Drells are cool though. Like Drells are definitely one of the cooler races in the game. I'm not the biggest fan of the Drells. Like Drell Adapt, I think, is probably my favorite one. You know, even over the Sorry Justicar. The Sorry Justicar is really good. I mean, the Sorry Justicar is really good, but the Drell Adapt is something else. Like the cluster nades are so much fun to use, and they're just so brokenly good. And you combine that with the Reeve and, you know, all the other good stuff. You know, it's just what it is. Now, okay, now at this point, this is gonna be wave 8. Now, if you against Reapers, I do recommend this. If you're gonna start to rocket, you know, you should definitely start to rocket stuff in wave 8, because you know, just I don't know, dealing with these Banshees, no matter what you do, is a pain. So, you know, if you're gonna rocket a group of enemies, try to rocket the Banshees. And right there, at the beginning of the wave, Snide went ahead and shot a rocket, but I do not believe he hit any Banshees, which is definitely a shame. You know, it just kind of happens like that. But you know, overall though, it doesn't really matter. Like I said, like now this little area that we're in right here, this is kind of like the street of death. Like that's at least how I think of it. Is that if you can lure down Banshees and any type of big enemy down that path, yeah, they'll just die. Like it's a great spot. Because as you can tell, like the Banshee, it's not charging at us no more. It's just kind of doing its own thing. And now we're gonna be able to pretty much just focus fire on it and keep blowing it up. And you know, hopefully it won't be a problem. Now, you know, if that thing ever gets close to you, I mean, it's pretty obvious, but you know, if it ever gets close to you, you need to turn around and just run faster than the speed of light. Because you know, and that's the biggest problem too. Like I said, like one of the biggest issues that you'll have, and right here, you know, Snide made a bad decision in going into that room. I don't know what he was thinking. I think I even said something like, "Yo, do not go in that room. Whatever you do, there's hella marauders in there." But like I was saying though, is that you know, I don't know. Like Banshees are just a pain because like what they will do. And they will do this a lot. Is Snide cannot get out that room. Like that's terrible. I don't know. It's one of those things. Like if we were to go in there to try to get him, we're gonna die. And you know, for him being in there, like in the first place, it was just kind of a bad mistake. And it just happens. And like you know, I don't know. Like you just sometimes you just can't get out of there. Now this is a good example of what I was about to say. Is that like see how this Banshee is pushing us backwards? Well, guess where we're going? We're getting pushed back into this freaking room of death. And that's terrible. I believe we're all down too. Wow. See, she was able to back us into this room, and like they pretty much look at this. Oh my God, there's so many marauders. That is ridiculous. Like I said, marauders are you know they are going to be the thing that's going to kill you. And then Strictly Fake was gonna rocket all of them. That was awesome. But yeah, you know, like yeah, the marauders will definitely kill the crap out of you. So you know you really don't want that. You know, I don't know. Like the biggest problem, like I said, is with Banshees is that they really will push you. They will push you. You know, out of wherever you are and into a really dangerous and really terrible spot. So because of that, you know, you gotta watch out for that. Like you have to just kind of know exactly where the enemies are. You know, you gotta be like, okay, you know, there's tons of enemies in here, and try to avoid that if possible. Now, in that last situation, that was really not an option. But you know, if it can be an option, then you know, you gotta take it. All right, so right here, you know, this is wave 9. This is hands down like one of the worst waves in all of Gold. Like 9, 10, and 11 are definitely like some of the most ridiculous waves that you'll ever see. But yeah, in general, I hate 9. I guess, I mean, 10 is kind of easy just because if you get the right objective, you can do it really quickly. But 9 is just long and ridiculous and just, you know. And, you know, with 11 as well, you know, you're only on a 2-minute timer, so you can just kind of run away from everything. But 9 is the one wave that you actually have to deal with. Pretty much, it's like playing 10 or 11, but the difference is that, you know, the big difference is that, you know, you actually have to kill all the enemies. Like that's really how I would, like, you know, describe it. Alright, so as you can tell, now this little spot that we're, you know, you've probably noticed that we keep retreating over here, which is definitely, you know, this spot is definitely a pretty nice one, like if you want to just get over here and, I don't know, like if you're going to try to ever camp or lock down one side of this map, this is definitely the best side to do it in, just because, like, you know, you can stay out there and just kind of lure the enemies out there too. Now that's a terrible spot that they're in over there. They got stuck in that corner, and that is not good for them. But luckily, I think I was able to kill that enemy, and, you know, yeah. And then there goes that dumb freaking Banshee. Now we can go ahead and focus on this brute. And, you know, just keep going from there. Like, but yeah, these Banshees are going to just keep coming. Like, they're just going to keep coming, and keep coming, and keep coming until finally they're all dead. I think there's like 6 this wave, maybe even more, maybe 8. Who knows? But it's absolutely ridiculous, like, in general. And, yeah, it could just be a real big pain for you. One great thing about the Drell, though, in general, is that because of his movement speed, because of his because of all the things he gets, and the fact that he can flip and stuff, he can stay away from the Banshees pretty easily. Like, you know, yeah, in this video, if you can't tell, I don't have the movement speed yet. I don't have my fitness maxed out. But if you can play on level 20, then yeah, you know, he really, with that 10% extra movement speed, he cannot be hit very well. You know, it's just what it is. Now I'm going to go ahead and get signed up. Now, if you ever get hit with warped when you're this weak, you're going to die. And I knew I was going to die. I have no op packs. So, you know, I was just immediately already, like, telling Snide, hey, man, I'm going to die. So, you better get ready to get me up. But it really didn't matter anyway because, you know, the Banshee was the last enemy and it was almost dead. And like I said, I love this map just because of the grenades. Being able to get the grenades out these boxes is amazing. And yeah, so this is going to be wave 10. This is going to be our objective wave from Doom. And oh my freaking god, can you believe it? We got another hack. Like, this is absolutely ridiculous. Like, that was kind of a waste of a rocket. I probably thought there was going to be a Banshee already. And look at this. Thank you, Jesus. Because, like, if I would have got, like, grabbed right there, it would have been probably game over. Just because I'm the only one, I believe, who actually have, like, I'm the only one left that actually has a lot of rockets. Everyone else has been kind of using their rockets here and there, and you know, at this point, you know, whoever is the guy with the most of the rockets, he needs to pretty much, you know, stay alive, because like when the Banshees, just think of it like this. When the Banshees come, you gotta rocket them. Like in this wave especially, there's gonna be 2 Banshees coming at all times. So every time, like right there, you know, the Banshees get in the room, I'm gonna rocket, you know, and then I'm gonna pretty much just not rocket right here and just continue just, you know, do my thing, throw my nades, reave everything, and then, you know, the second that the Banshees come back, I'm gonna have to pull out that rocket and take them out immediately. But yeah, you know, like I said, it's just really unlucky and unfortunate that, you know, this actually happened to us again. Getting this objective is absolutely terrible. Just something you do not want to happen to you, and it's unfortunate, but there's really nothing you can do about it. So, and then boom, right here, got hit with the I hate that thing's warp. Like that warp is ridiculous. Just the fact that it was able to like come through the wall like that on me was retarded, man. As you can tell, these cluster nades can literally kill a brute like in like one bionic explosion. That's freaking epic. And then right here, I'm gonna go ahead and rocket again. I have 1 rocket left now. You know, if anything, you might want to try to save a rocket for the last round. So, but you know, now we got the upload done, so now we get the hell out of here. And you know, there's no point to rocking anymore. And let's out of, you know, like at least not for sure. And like I said, once again, I got hit with a warp, and you're done. You're dead. Like if you get hit with a warp and you only have 1 bar of health, you are literally dead. And right here, I believe I'm going to get grabbed. So that is epic. And then, no! Yeah! Once again, they save me. So that is what's up. Like I said, like that is one thing you can do with these adapts. And that is awesome. It's just, you got to, you know, your teammates have to be on it. Like, you're getting assassinated, you got to call it out right away. Like, oh my god, I'm getting assassinated, help me. And if they can get that bomb, that clutch bomb on them, then yeah, you will, you know, they'll, you know, the Banshee will let you go, or an Atlas will let you go, things like that. Anything that can actually grab you will let you go. Alright, so this is going to be the dreaded Wave 11. Oh my god, if you remember from the, you know, how to beat Reapers on Gold video, that, you know, I think I was the lone survivor in that video, no one else made it. But the biggest and most important thing you have to do on this map, and this is how it is on a lot of the maps, so you can do this on every map, on any faction as well if you want to. Maybe not Geth, but definitely Cerberus and stuff, is that you should probably start on the opposite side of the map. And a good example of that is where we are right here. We're literally on the opposite side of the map. This way, we can pretty much lure most of the enemies to come over here to us, and then once they come over here to us, then we're going to be able to, you know, around like the last couple seconds, or last 10, 15 seconds to 20 seconds, something like that, we're going to be pretty much able to run and make our way to the LZ without actually like having to deal with any enemies overwhelming the LZ, because that's what will really screw you. You can literally fail the whole mission because of that one problem. If you get that LZ overran, like, you will all die at the end and then probably fail the mission. That would be terrible. Like, who wants to fail? So, you know, we're in this for the win. At this point, we got a minute left. You know, it's still not time to go and make it there, but, you know, it's just one of those things, like, you just gotta wait it out to, like, maybe about 30-25 seconds and maybe make a push. But, you know, like, so that's pretty much what we're doing. Like, there's not even gonna be much enemies we're gonna be fighting, to be honest, because they're still all gonna be kind of stacking up over there. And you know, just try to avoid that if possible. And, you know, swarmers are freaking annoying too. Alright, so this is 25 seconds left, and now we're gonna all make our push. Cut through this, go ahead and cut through this, like, wall, it's like a room right here, and then get that last marauder dead. That marauder potentially could have killed one of us. So, you know, now at this point, you know, you definitely want to just try to avoid all the you know, you don't want to get knocked down, because, you know, but yeah, there we go. And yeah, so we got full extraction this time, so that was awesome. Alright guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment, please like, please subscribe, and like always, have a nice day.